Hey everybody, we're back. So, how do I describe this? It appears as though everything is fine. I still don't know what the hell that does. Okay, so we need to find the nav stuff. Ah, fuck me. Fuck. Hug me, motherfucker. It's a dead end, so there's nothing I can do. Alright. Yeah, that's sort of inevitable. I kinda hate that they did that. That you can end up in those situations. I guess there was a place for me to hide, wasn't there? Alright, so my understanding is I need to find that navigation hall. Just double check. Okay, see, this is complete. Look at that. That is now complete. That's what I thought. That's the dead end, or that's a dead end. I think this is what I'm looking for. Right, no, okay. So, here's the thing. There was a big update. Like a big update. Recently. Darn. Read circuits. So I need to try and remember this. We need to go up. I think it's up. Thought it was this way. Nope. It's this way. Fuck. Well, I know one thing. We're not going that way. At this point, we're just running until I get to where I want to be. Just gonna keep backtracking and it's gonna keep ping-ponging, which is just unfortunate. Okay, well this I recognize. This is a puzzle room. Right? I don't know anymore. It's because that's a tight set of corridors. Found it. Shit, now you have to save. Now we have everything.
Timer reset.
We have to... We have to find the nav room. I have to figure out the puzzle in there, is my understanding. Except I'll never find it again. I've walked these halls before. Definitely wasn't down. God damn. It's so hard to get anywhere in this game. I wonder if that's it. I feel like when you run, it runs. You can see there's nothing there. This feels right. We went up a lot. Okay. So. This has to do with the orb. That's dumb. That's why we needed all the switches. We're gonna die on the way out. Just watch. Oh, okay, so I think that's just in there now. Because I can't pick it up.
Access read diagnostic.
Nothing in there looked useful. That was close. That was very close. No idea what that does still. Absolutely no idea. Of course I always pick the dead end. I'm saving, I don't care. Okay, then we need to find the nav room, I think, from here. Nope, that's puzzle room. Oh, it's red because I'm about to run out of charge. That makes so much sense. I've walked through this hallway a lot. This game gets difficult with its navigation. Yes, this is the right way. It's open. Okay. New. Okay, so this we can brute force, and it's just gonna suck. I don't remember what orders they've been in. Okay, that's all the W's. Okay. What if it's clockwise? Shern was the first one lit up. Oh god, what if it's the order? What if it's the order we did them in? Well, okay, problem solved. Okay, that is a 9-digit number and 2 extras. Okay. So I'm looking at the numbers that I have written down. One of them is 11 digits. It's the one in one of the memos. And if this isn't it, there's only one other place I can think of. Sweet, it was in one of the memos. Oh, okay. Is that the end? Okay. Oh. Oh. Okay, okay, okay. We can do this. Oh, goody, 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 goody. Okay, this is a fun puzzle. So we can flip, rotate, and all sorts of other things. Well, it's flip and rotate, but that is 8 permutations for each of these. Presumably only one of which is correct. It's very glowy. Okay, so what's the plan here? So these don't all match. I presume that they need to eventually match that. So actually, that matches that one, that one, that one, and that one. And by extension, is that right? Because those don't match over there. Okay, so what about... Are those ones that like don't matter or something? Or are those the ones that need to get through? It's a good question. I think it's ones that need to match. It's like those 3. Oh god, it's so white I can't see my cursor. Okay, I'm not very sure on this one. Maybe this one will be easier to figure out. Okay, so there's a tiny cluster and then one up to the left. Does that even exist? It does, but it's mirrored. So like you look this way, and it's a little cluster and one up to the right, which does exist. But the little cluster and one up to the left, which would be a projection, doesn't exist. But here's the thing. If you look at it, only, like, okay, this side tells us for basically 100% certain that this cannot handle, like, we cannot be making this pattern. So it has to be what gets through. Oh god, I cannot see my cursor and it sucks. Little cluster up to the right. It's like they didn't mirror it. They wanted you to be able to look like this. Cannot see cursor. That seems accurate to me. Unfortunately, we can't use the shadows. Okay, so let's do the same thing here. Except it's going to be on the left side. I don't think that matches. Because look, this one is... Those two at the top are almost entirely level with each other.
Testing successful.
Okay, I got that on accident. I wasn't even there yet.
Congratulations. Don't worry, he's sedated. Note, subject 134 is now tagged confirmed Maze Bright and will be utilized.
Congratulations. Please enter the pod.
Had to click on it to interact.
Biodata received. DNA extraction initializing. Deconstruction initiated.
We're being killed. Yay!
View sequence initializing.
Oh, we're being fused with him.
View sequence complete.
Test complete.
Congratulations. Testing successful. Thank you. Airlock disengaged. Goodbye.
Do we get to see the shenanigans? Yay! You went through all that just to die. Grim ending. Isn't too bad. Alright, so. Was a decent game. Was a decent game. What are my thoughts? So. Obviously, at the end of last episode, I said I was going to go and make sure that everything was working properly. And I did. I went and double checked. I looked, and I mean, I discovered that there was a new update. So, a lot of the old information was no longer valid. Which was good, because there actually isn't that much information about this game. out there on the internet. There are some playthroughs and stuff, but most of them are old. Most of them are old, which is good, because it means that what I saw didn't actually ruin anything for me. I did learn that that 6-digit door is it's an Easter egg. I did learn that. I'm actually thinking about right now going to try and open it for funsies. Just because. I'm going to hit casual game because I don't know. I'm curious is the answer to your question. Oh.
Please activate the center console.
Actually, I do want to hit new game. There's a specific reason. Wait a minute. Oh, that's not cool. Okay, I have to hit reset tutorial.
Alright, subject 134. Please step into the biolink system in front of you.
So,
As noted by NB.
so long story short, going online and double checking things,
While your bio
basically what it told me is that I had done everything correctly thus far, and I needed to go open the nav area that I already found. And that's what I saw everybody doing, but I also saw that they put like this complete key into the lock, which is what I mentioned and pointed out and called complete, and that opened the door. And obviously they made some changes.
all systems
Um,
nominal.
They made some changes, and those changes effectively were adding that extra puzzle with the navigation orb.
Thank you.
Which I already knew was for the navigation orb before I saw anything. Like, I was like, oh, this is probably an interaction for the navigation orb.
Compliance color is successfully applied. MB134.
But yeah, so that whole
BioLink collar and
thing.
visit an uplink terminal periodically for data collection or
Yeah,
for
yeah,
review
yeah,
proof
yeah, yeah.
testing by automatic injection.
And so
If your time limit
I realized that I had made a mistake. Now, granted, I was missing one of those circuits, and I still don't know. Like, I just got lucky
terminal in front of you.
and managed to find it.
Timer reset.
Like, that's just a thing that I was like, oh, I found this. That's pretty lucky.
Move you into the combat
So yeah, I'm pretty happy with that.
to the elevator panel. Please find the 3 data switches to activate the elevator panel.
But yeah, that was my understanding based on what I saw. And so of course, see, now I know this opened. Oh right, because these
Enter the elevator to begin testing.
sorry, I'm looking for the 6-digit code because supposedly it's here. Somewhere here anyway. Maybe it's in the first room. But yeah, and so I would argue that there were maybe some slight spoilers, but nothing that actually like affected the way that I did things. Okay, it must not be... It must be in the first room. It must be in the first room. It's a damn shame. Because supposedly you can't get back to where it is. Anyway, I'm not going to go through too much extra effort to actually get this functioning. Or to see in there. I'm going to give it one last check. Is what I'm going to do. But yeah, in the grand scheme of things, it didn't really ruin anything for me.
Please step into the biotic system in front of you. Subject is potentially amazed bright, as noted by an B tag on IQ test summary.
But yeah, it seems like I can't find the number. Wherever it may be, it is not here. Maybe it got moved in the update. But yeah, the update mostly just means that
Please remain still while your biolink.
what I found was out of date and not truly spoilery, which I kind of already said, but
Download
it's worth mentioning again because it didn't ruin the game for me. I didn't watch the ending. I was just trying to figure out if what I was doing was wrong. Now, that said,
calibration.
what do I think about the game? So I've already said I liked it, and I'm going to back that up by saying that this game, well, I'm not going to back it up, but I'm going to follow that up with, this game is for people who don't mind figuring things out. If you like escape rooms, this game is good for you. Obviously, if you're watching this far, you watched me do it.
Compliance collar is successfully applied.
Okay, so I don't see the numbers,
In B134, you
but
have
that's
configured
okay.
a BioLink collar and will need to visit an uplink terminal periodically for data collection, or you will be removed from testing by automatic injection.
Yeah, there's nothing here. So yeah, I enjoyed the game. I think that it's definitely a
Hear this sound.
you need to figure it out sort of puzzle. Now, that said,
Uplink terminal in front of you.
obviously I wasn't sure if things were functioning properly, and that's mostly just because things didn't go the way that I expected them to.
Complex.
And I think that's the important part here. I don't know, I'm expecting
Please find the
something
3
somewhere.
data switches to activate the elevator panel.
Right, opening these is what opened that panel. Anyway, so yeah, I don't think the 6-digit code is here, and that's fine. That just saves me some effort of trying to do things while explaining my thoughts. Whew. So yeah, that stretch aside. As I was saying, I think that it is good for people who enjoy puzzles and escape rooms because you aren't handed anything. There are no hints. There's nothing like that. Now, I have mostly only problems with a few things in the game. The first one is that the puzzle rooms only open one door, and that you create dead-end hallways. Some of them have hiding on them, some of them do not, which means that, like, if you go the right way, I think you can make a good loop or put yourself in an okay situation. But you didn't realize that only one door was going to open. Like, once you finish the test, they should just stay open. I'm glad that they close behind you so you can't be killed by the monster while you're taking the test. But there was a little bit of annoyance in that one because it just kind of sucked and also made it harder to traverse the map, which is already designed to be difficult to traverse, which is fine. The other problem that I had with the game was mostly just that, as I said, that explanation, the explanation lacking worked in most places, but the very end, it didn't that great. Like, as I said, it reached the point where I was like, hey, did I do something wrong? And I think that's it's a problem, but it's not the worst problem in the world. I guess I do also have a problem with that one puzzle. The one with the circle and the left, right, left, and whatnot. Because it just rewarded brute forcing. I don't know if there's anything else going on there. Like, I imagine there is. How far it moves is a hint of some kind. But with only 3 directions, very simple to just brute force. Or with only 3 binary options, you literally have 6 decisions. And I don't think it's correct to make it so that you have to, like, do the whole thing in one go, because then it's just a memory puzzle. Sorry, it's a little late. I stayed up playing this game, and I'm a little yawny, but it's because I'm trying to think so that I can be properly... Wow. Eloquent. There's an irony to that entire phrase, and the hesitation that went along with it. But yeah, as I said, I enjoyed this game. I think it was fun. It took me a little bit longer than I think I would have liked it to because of those confusions. And as I said, I don't think that's necessarily to its detriment compared to mine. I'm curious what the casual game is compared to the new game in terms of, like, if you get the monster. But I'm also not terribly keen to find out. I imagine that's what it is. No monster and problem solved. But yeah, the biggest qualms are the lack of explanation creates problems that I don't think the lack of explanation was supposed to, and honestly, just that some of the puzzles are too easy to brute force, or mixed with something that isn't good with a no explanation. Because I play a lot of puzzles, I recognized the goals of those puzzles. I can only imagine someone who has never seen this, who has never seen those puzzles, like somebody who's never played the, well, I called it Rush Hour, but I know there are other ones. Get the block out of the maze puzzles, would just be friggin' baffled by that. But yeah, I accidentally solved 2 of the puzzles. The slidey puzzle one was good. I liked that one. That was probably my favorite puzzle out of all of them. And unfortunately, it was the first one. I liked that one a lot. I thought it was really neat. And very intuitive. Which is important when you're doing a no explanation game. You want the puzzle to be difficult because the puzzle is difficult, not because you didn't tell somebody what to do. It's basically like giving somebody one of those toys that kids have where you're supposed to put the round peg in the round hole, and the actual solution to the puzzle is putting the round peg in the circular hole, or putting the round peg in the square hole. Like that, it's that sort of cognitive dissonance. I don't think that's the right phrase for that. It's that sort of conflict of intended route versus actual route or most intuitive route that creates problem. And I think that leads to frustrated people. I don't think it reached that far because the puzzles were simple enough. I can really only see the Rush Hour puzzle being the biggest problem because that one is just weird. Just weird. But yeah, that is how I viewed it, the game as a whole. It was enjoyable. It was a good time. I think I spent 3 hours on it total. You could argue maybe 3.5 because I went and did research. I still don't know what the red buttons are. I still don't know what's behind the Easter egg door. Though I'm glad that I did learn that was an Easter egg door, because honestly that would have been really frustrating for me. Because I honestly thought that last switch was behind that door. And if A, I hadn't run across a comment saying that was an Easter egg door, and B, I hadn't accidentally run across the last, it was a read circuit, I would have honestly thought it was in there. I might have still thought that maybe the Easter egg thing was wrong because of the update. So, I'm not going to go too crazy going any further into my opinion on this one. I could talk about the monster mechanics and how they were mediocre, but I also think I'm spoiled by Alien Isolation because I really did enjoy those monster mechanics. But I don't think that is the centerpiece here. I don't know. I do not consider this to be a horror game. I mean, how do I phrase this? I understand that it is marketed as a horror game and that somebody could indeed find it scary. I did not find it scary. The thing that scared me was the goddamn vent in the wall. Like, that was the thing that scared me. Which is really funny, but also kind of sad. That's what scared me. I think that is a good build of atmosphere, because it is something that startles you, but it's a jump scare, so it's like, oh yeah, that startled me because it made me jump, but it wasn't scary. I don't know. Scary to me is a whole different thing than jump scare, and I could get into that, but I'm pretty sure most people who agree with me know why I say that, and the people who don't agree with me, it doesn't matter if they understand why I say that, because it's how everybody works. If you find something scary, you find it scary, and that's just how it works. That means it works for you if it's scary, and then it's accomplished its goal. Otherwise, you get to have, a debate about what scary is, but I'm not going to have that one here because I think you all get it, and I have been rambling for probably 10 minutes about this game now, but that's usually what I do. So the ending was good, not entirely unexpected after a certain point, but I think that because it's a short indie game and there's really no character development, it's just a placeholder for you, that it works. It's just a fun little, this is how they chose to end it. So yeah, thank you guys for watching. I hope you enjoyed this episode. I guess I did run it back, basically. I don't actually know how many episodes were in this, because I could have split that first follow-up into 2 or 3 episodes. I'm gonna guess that I'm gonna split it into 2. That's just based on how long this video is and keeping things about the same. But yeah, that's gonna be it for this one. I will see you all next week for whatever I'm following up on. But until then, keep your gears turning.